Step into the arena of minds. On this channel, every move is a clash of strategy, every sacrifice a turning point, and every game a battle for glory. Watch two players push the limits of creativity and calculation, as we bring you the drama, suspense, and excitement of chess like never before. Vishal Sareen opens with 1k, and iyong. F4, sending his central pawn marching like a brave scout declaring war at dawn, no turning back now. Wesley So instantly counters with 1. Skirmishes. Near I'll really. Thief, the Sicilian. A gangster move. He's not defending, he's ambushing from the shadows. White's knight leaps out to 2. Nf3, a loyal bodyguard standing beside the king, eyes locked on the d4 square. Black mirrors with 2 checkmates. And it's Paul, and one be serious, NST, SCRI. Manson. And in Manson was 6. A quiet, but solid shield, like loading a shotgun before the real firefight begins. White strikes the center, with 3 iyong. d4. Opening lines of attack. This is no friendly handshake, it's a door kicked open. Wesley says, fine, I'll take that with 3. 1t. 1. Einstein. Cx4. His pawn chomps. White's d-pawn, clean off the board. First blood. Vishal calmly retakes with 4. Nx4. His knight bites back, reclaiming territory, and looking smug while doing it. Wesley develops with 4. Pattern resident symbol. Indian. Ati. Ashinti. Nf6, his knight jumping in like a stealth assassin, eyeballing that e4 pawn hungrily. White answers, 5 Tristorian, kill with 7, infiltratory candidacy. Nc3. A second knight joins the fray. Double trouble now guarding the center like twin lions. Black response 5. Enni. Enni. Ng6. A perfect mirror image. Knights everywhere, circling each other like boxers before the swing. Vishal plays 6. Big a5, sending the bishop to glare at the f6 knight, pin alert. The poor knight can't move without endangering his king. Wesley coolly plays 6. Inni. Unirise, umesho winipenda, und BK. Int. E6. Giving his dark-squared bishop breathing room while patching the holes in his pawn wall. White builds tension with 7. QD2. Queen linking up with bishop, a devious setup for a kingside storm. Black hits the flank with 7. In in your muster, Cadians. Ohne Pan. Permanentes Choki Sun and Nistecken. A 6, saying, don't you dare jump to B5. A subtle shove before the storm. Vishal castles, long with 8 pointer. Oh, dragging his king to the Queenside fortress, let the opposite side pawn race begin. Wesley develops 8 porter. Peasants 8. Ant. Biden. B7, polishing his bishop like a blade, ready to back the pawn army on the queenside. White goes 9. Fowler, pawn thrust of pure rage. His kingside soldiers start the march to crush Black's fortress. Wesley bites back with 9 Taurus, in ruin, hail. Ninanin, Eziani, Altia, Ehai. And of Sun. B5, mirror, aggression. Pawns charging from both wings. The battlefield's officially on fire. Vishal trades with 10 Torche. B, X, F6. Bishop slices. Black's F6, knight in half. No mercy, only tension left. Wesley responds 10. Estienno wonen, en sandesi, in theobemonike, it kinenestai, and in nei, ardischi. And GXF6, recapturing with a pawn, king's side shattered but open for counterplay, chaos with potential. White tucks his king with 11. Cabone, hiding behind a pawn wall, he knows missiles are coming soon. Black places. 11. B. Inti. QB6, queen on the B file like a sniper targeting B2, one wrong step and boom. Vishal goes for simplification. 12. NXGGs, knight exchanges knight, trying to reduce the madness. Wesley instantly replies 12. And then. Haselbije, Nunvolnish Elishol. Endinen. Enamwidzests. Pendicru would place, and Dimual win the pen. B16X. Bishop retakes, ready to breathe fire across the long diagonal. White slides, 13 Toki. Geone, linking the queen with the rook, maybe dreaming of a Fowler 5 like a battering ram. Black calmly plays 13. Nanmun Teki. And twin. Bisaven, bishop stepping aside, preparing to castle short and counterattack later. Vishal keeps the pressure with 14. 5. Pawn charging forward. Boom. It threatens to blow open the E6 wall. Wesley cools it with 14 and Shiwa. In your mind S. Cue step 5. Queen stepping aside, avoiding danger but eyeing c2 greedily. White develops 15. bd3, reinforcing his center. His bishops now look like twin cannons lined up and ready. Wesley replies 15 p. Another one. Antinorgeni. Pench b4, shoving a pawn like a bulldozer into white's territory. Crunch time on the queen side. Vishal dodges, with 16. Netu. The knight retreats only to relaunch later. Tactical smoke fills the air. Wesley responds 16. Intenai. Anant. F-Eve, striking the center with iron fists. Suddenly both kings feel a little exposed. White shifts, 17. And cone, knight repositioning toward b3, maybe to poke that arrogant b4 pawn. Black pushes, 17 toy. And on. No Afif. Another pawn steps forward, Black's queenside army marching like tanks through dust. Vishal reroutes, with 18. qa2. Queen sliding over to coordinate defense, but that line looks shaky already. Wesley doubles down with 18. Nt. Nandos, Estan, and Soin, Inemonish Estigazimonto. Afur, launching the spear. His pawns have turned into battering rams at White's doorstep. Vishal Sareen continues with 19. bc4, sliding his bishop to c4, a move sharp as a blade, slicing diagonals and guarding the white king's flank. Wesley So answers 19 Pashtun, in Stadia. And then, Paul. Moi, Tang with Zeptonen, and even Forian. Ha5, a brutal push. The h-pawn stomps forward like a berserker ready to rip open White's king's side. White calmly replies, 20. bd5, bishop bouncing to d5, locking eyes on f7, a silent sniper move. Wesley responds, 20. Can. Imagine wire, Bani Ma. A3. The pawn keeps rolling, a deadly avalanche heading straight for White's castle walls. Vishal strikes back with 21. D. Nd3. Knight tucking in for defense, loyal guard bracing for impact. Wesley hits 21. Pe. Den Mission. Under. Annan. Enemy Kano. Eat case. QB6. Queen shifts to b6, laser focused on that b2 pawn, danger levels rising fast. White fights back with 22. Bxchinis. Bishop trades itself for Black's cheek's bishop, a surgical removal of the queenside gun. Wesley recaptures 22 per. A. Entwin. Questiones. Queen slicing back without blinking. Equilibrium maintained. Tension intact. Vishal keeps his knight busy, with 23. Knights b4, chomping that b4 pawn clean, a small victory, but every bite counts. Wesley immediately strikes 23. Andina entine, apito mir send kay, a maintainin. QB7, Queen swings down the file, eyeing b2 again, dark clouds over White's fortress. White shoves, 24 terror. G3, building a wall, pawns unite to block incoming chaos, defense by construction. Wesley charges, 24 Torin. Onadin, Panayurino. Indi. Axe b2, pawn on b2 screaming down like a wrecking ball. Imminent destruction. Vishal defends with 25. E5, rook swings into action, like a knight jumping from the barracks to block the gate. Wesley answers, 25. P. Ace. 1. Poenmen, Henkemish Saitonomus Sibuni. H. The rook joins battle, sliding to gate to line up with a g-file, sinister intentions for White's king. White captures 26. Kx b2, his king bravely eats the intruding pawn on b2, risky, but necessary to keep breathing. Wesley snaps 26. Nemamos chen, and Evo sinin. Nanidwan, Enidadaninin. K7, Queen repositions, sniping lanes open, targeting h2 and c3 with predator focus. Vishal slides his monarch, 27. Cabon, king shuffles back, wary of the queen's eyes, one step safer, barely. Wesley brings another piece, 27. Illicentani. Anwenen. R4. The second rook flies in. Black's army is fully awake now. Total mobilization. White braces, with 28. E3. Pawn forward to chase the rook if needed. Don't come closer. Eeps, talk. Wesley coolly plays 28. Omitin. Entervonessi. Andano. One main. Kite. The king tucks into safety, preparing to oversee the final assault. Vishal nudges 29. Pestel. Kaone, king stepping deeper into the corner, boxed in, but still alive. Wesley takes command with 29. Endadai. Endadian. Tantische, Anzeiumester des Kibora Boden, Anishanal, Nossinia. K3. Queen marches right up the file, eyes glowing with checkmate dreams. White tries counterplay. 30. D3. Rook swings up to protect the third rank. Emergency wall building in real time. Wesley plays 30. Enchendi, dedenko, ikesta nain tulze. Undentuminan, mokolenisiper. D5. Finally breaking the center open. The sound of explosions across the board. Vishal replies 31 pity. Next 5. Knight lunges forward, eating the d5 pawn in a heroic counterattack. Wesley immediately fires back 31 31. Antanba. Enno. X4. Rook captures the e-file pawn. Black's pieces slice into the white camp. White defends with 32. Qc2. Queen shifts, eyes narrowing at black's loose pieces. A tactical standoff. Wesley responds 32. Nuncio. N. Ria 4. Rook joins its brother. Twin rooks now in perfect formation, a double-barrel shotgun ready to blast. Vishal plays 33. AD2. Doubling down on defense, Rook pulls back, trying to hold the castle together with duct tape. Wesley continues 33. 1 Nyaji. QC5. Queen hovering like a hawk, waiting for a weak square to pounce. White tries to complicate with 34. QD3. Queen dancing into defense again, but her steps are slowing. Wesley storms forward 34. Minayin, Nainchwasti. Mumudio. A4. The pawn marches like a wrecking ram, no hesitation, just destruction. Vishal keeps composure with 35. QA2. Queen backpedals under pressure, holding fragile lines. Wesley presses 35. Art. Uziman. Gazeta. E3. Pawn keeps rolling, slicing air like a flaming spear. The white defenses crumble. White tries a desperate trade, 36. QA3. Queen takes the pawn to survive another move. Wesley unleashes fury with 36. Enedendun, Ambowadestion, Pettenshai. Indizen, Wobiwanischain, Kilmaish is. Arcsat 1. Rook smashes into A2 with thunder. The white fortress explodes into splinters. Vishal Sareen responds with 37. Arcsat Vo. His rook strikes back and captures black's invading rook. A clean exchange amid the chaos. Wesley So instantly retaliates 37. Kerbiorsen, Timizin. Einen. Anderenya. Act 1. Rook recaptures on 8 view. Pure vengeance. The trade continues like cannon fire. White's king steps up with 38. Kaiksatvu. Taking the rook. Vishal's monarch is exposed but brave, standing in the open battlefield. Wesley's queen storms in with 38. Anemia. Entrance. Qx f5. Slicing through and capturing the d5 knight. Brutal precision. Material swings in black's favor. Vishal slides his king to 39. Kb2, retreating toward safety, but the board is on fire and escape routes are thin. Wesley pounces with 39. Anime inke, nc. Nena, enjanaya. Coup is shown. Queen snatches the lonely hone rook. That's a huge blow. White's last fortress crumbles. Vishal lashes out with 40i. Qaj6, a defiant check. His queen still fights like a wounded lion refusing to fall. Wesley calmly blocks with 40. Ends. Enadai. Now see ya. Guide. King steps aside, cool as ice, no panic, no weakness. White grabs a pawn, with 41. Qx5. Queen taking on h5. A small revenge, but too little too late. Wesley slides, 41. Iyong. Pais. Monty. Qbs7. Queen check from the shadows. The black queen dominates the board now. Vishal moves his king. 42. Kc2. Ducking away, hoping to keep the dream alive for one more moment. Wesley keeps firing with 42. Andenesinen. Endekorti. Alpan. Abvoense. Umowin. Edwent Keish. Kefuri. Another check. Like machine gun rhythm, the pressure never ends. White runs with 43. Kb3, the king sprinting across the board. Every square feels like a minefield. Wesley calmly improves with 43. Nentsil. Penus Sebian. Antindenti. Indo. Aegis Siwa. Estime Entindana. Kg7. Centralizing the king. Now even his monarch joins the attack force. Vishal tries 44. Petsiun. Penimes. Hume back to defense. She looks tired, facing an unstoppable army. Wesley develops with 44. Andea. Ninin. Dawn. And Mimersis. 86. Bishop finally joins. The dark bishop becomes the executioner's blade. White seeks counterplay. 45 Derstun. QFone. Trying to activate from the back rank, desperate hope in a lost position. Wesley continues. 45. Pest. Anand. Onan. T. Befive. Bishop moves with purpose, cutting diagonals like laser beams. Vishal, place 46. QF2. Attempting to trade queens maybe, but Wesley is not biting. Black replies. 46. Anani. Inton P. QD3. Queen shifts forward, hunting targets. The noose tightens around White's king. Vishal clings to hope, with 47. Pendichukshan and Shanon. Keon, staying active, guarding last squares of dignity. Wesley strikes 47. Pendinaitio, Huj Sibin Danwishanayan, Tibandium Chill Pint, and Nil Windion. When as set pain, Victorian, is Shia. My sin, Penicas says Sio, and the Canaan, and the Sepsimenal, and the Taupt Tabitesti. QSF5, gobbling another pawn. Every move is pure domination. White repositions. 48. QA2. Queen covers dark squares, praying for stalemate miracles. Wesley says, nope, with 48. And genuine innes iyong. Innes. QA6, check again. Every move is a step closer to doom. Vishal Hides, with 49. Pedal Winidor Tonwukshisis. C4, throwing a pawn in the way, but it's just delaying the inevitable. Wesley slides. 49. Anthony. No. Yane. Interminion. Palace. QB6. Relentless. His queen keeps chasing the poor white king like a hawk chasing prey. White runs 50. Kafur king climbing the A-file. Nowhere left to run, just pride holding him up. Wesley responds 50. Undenenbeneptei. Mesixtawaris sezingen will hadisi. Umtanisehanen. BC3. Bishop aims directly at the heart, sealing escape routes. White defends, with 51. Pendikonin, no, Dasiman Razir. QE7. Queen stepping in front of her king, loyal to the bitter end. Wesley switches. 51 territory. Anazania, Ankenesis. No. BG4. Bishop shuffles to a deadlier diagonal. Every piece coordinated for the kill. Vishal tries to block with 52. QA2. Queen hanging on by a thread, but the dark army advances. Wesley replies 52 Taurus. Målste, kein Wesent. Ninan. BC3. Bishop back again, teasing white, pure dominance on display. White keeps 53. QE7, begging for repetition, a faint glimmer of hope. Wesley Mercy, with 53. SCO. Innenostrikon. Befive, changing the angle once more, total control. Vishal fights with 54, Kersti. C5, pushing a pawn, one last roar from a cornered lion. Wesley coldly plays 54T. Onion more. Neo went Nenaki. QB2. Queen now fully dominant, slicing across ranks and files. White answers 55. GX. Pawn creeping closer to queening, a desperate prayer. Wesley ends it with 55, or Underwain. Ian. Onstanya meneer Naumen, en pitfulness setste. QXHD. Queen eats the pawn on h2, and Vishal resigns. 0-1. Wesley So victorious, ruthless precision to the end. That's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to bring you even more exciting chess games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. En in mijn tijde, Itano Ulyssestum, Fascinator Sitia.